Joining us now is former White House Communications Director Anthony Scaramucci. It's good to have you here.
Adam just lowered my seat, so I'm a little offended by it. I mean, it's unbelievable. That happens to be a Fox News now. They lower the seat, but that's fine.
Let's talk. It's amazing that they still invite you back on. It's good to see you.
Once in a while I get invited back on, but then they talk over me, but it's fine. How are you?
I'm terrific, and I haven't seen you in a year. Last time we saw each other, you were the White House Communications Director. You were standing on the lawn.
We were on the north lawn.
Yeah.
They call that Pebble Beach, right? Is that what they call it?
Well, yes, because of
it felt
the
like
interface.
Normandy Beach. It felt like Normandy Beach.
Well, let's pick up there. There's a lot of headlines we have to talk about with you, but I want to jump right into, you have a fight with the president right now. And you're going after him, but don't you talk to him? He's your friend. You guys are friends.
Well, I haven't talked to him in a while, but it's nothing personal. He's just unfortunately unhinging, and he's in steady decline, and he's having a hard time pronouncing people's names. He was calling Mike Pence Mike Pounce last night, and he's an angry guy, and he's a guy that's isolating himself from his staff. And the staff is getting blown out left and right. Of course, that's one issue, but the central issue is that he's dissembling the executive branch, and so he's going to make it very, very hard for the United States if we go into an economic crisis or have a terrorist event or some kind of military activity, because he's having a very hard time managing a process, defining a problem, executing a problem. So it's nothing personal. It's just okay. It's sort of crazy now. Enough is enough. If you're a responsible Republican, you love the country. You are a good reporter. People feel the same way that I do. There was an anonymous letter written a year ago. Mm-hmm. I didn't think it was that bad a year ago, but it's gotten, in my mind, progressively worse.
Well, and you've been one of the people who has been the most outspoken, publicly outspoken and specific in your criticism.
Let me ask you, are people speaking to you confidentially and off the record and all that sort of stuff?
Well, you mentioned the anonymous letter. That was an example. But what I want to ask you is, when you watch things like last night's debate, for example, or the other debates that we've seen, are any of those people going to beat him?
Joe Biden will definitely beat him. I mean, if Joe Biden becomes the nominee, he'll definitely beat him. But that's not here nor there. I'm a Republican. I'm a responsible Republican, and in the process right now of finding a very credible, super experienced Republican candidate to challenge him. And I do think that if that happens, I think there's a very thin layer of it's way thinner than people think. Because if you go,
who's that person though? Is it Mark Sanford?
Well, I don't know Mark super well. I met him last week or this past week in the CNN green room. Mark was a very accomplished governor. When I was working for Governor Mitt Romney in 2012, we thought he was a potential competitor. We thought he was a super tough guy to come in. He had a good record in South Carolina. He's a fiscal conservative, all those things. Of course, he had the issue with his wife and the affair and all that other stuff, and that badly damaged him. But I think in the age of Trump, that's like a pimple. So we'll have to see how he presents himself. We finally got Rick to laugh a little bit down.
A little bit, and he's got
it was pretty dour.
I just read the whole Democratic debate transcript. Okay, it's nothing funny.
Hold on one sec. The president went after Joe Biden, still the front runner, at least as of right now. Here's what the president said at a rally last night.
Okay.
President Xi of China, he is tough. Oh boy, he's a furious kind of a guy. Great guy, but furious. He's dying to see. He wants Sleepy Joe. Can you imagine those two guys in a room? Here's Xi, and here's Sleepy Joe. What? Where am I? Where am I? Just sign here, Sleepy Joe. Just sign here.
It sounds like Trump is scared of both of them, honestly. He's arguably losing the trade war with China, which is damaging the U.S. economy first in order to win his trade. Biden did not give a great answer last night when asked how would you do better on trade, but I think it is a reasonable scenario that Xi Jinping would probably prefer Joe Biden over Donald Trump.
I got to take the other side for Rick. I think what's happening right now is it's like you have an orange rag doll, Donald J. Trump, and you have a Doberman pincher, China, shaking the rag doll. And then what they're going to do in a couple months, they're going to throw that rag doll into the corner, and they're going to cut a deal with him because they absolutely want Trump to be reelected.
China wants Trump to be reelected?
Absolutely, 1,000,000,000%. He is destroying hard and soft power of the United States.
Because he's damaging the United States and that benefits China?
Yeah, 100%. He is disrupting the global alliance. He is bringing down the international trading system, and he is hurting our hard and soft power and our standing around the United States. Literally, the way he acts, example was you just showed, is a full-blown embarrassment on the global stage. And just take a look at what was going on at the G7. They were avoiding him. They brought the Iranian foreign minister in. He skipped the environmental meeting. He's stumbling and bumbling along, and he acts like a ranting bully / baby. And so the Chinese are actually laughing, okay, because they have a 25 and 50-year plan. Just go on Yahoo and search China Plan 2049, and you'll see where they'll be 30 years from now on the 100th anniversary of their revolution. So they're laughing, okay, and President Putin and President Xi want this guy in office another 4 or 5 years so he can continue to undermine the United States and its global standing.
Well, I mean, the Putin part seems right. A lot of trade experts disagree with you about China's view on this, but we'll actually find out because China will show its hand at some point. Either they will agree to a trade deal, which will help Trump in the election, or they won't, and they'll hang him out to dry and say, you go for re-election with that trade war.
This guy's burying the U.S. They love it.
We've got to go to break.
They're laughing and loving it.